We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
So let's start off stories with volleyball. It was a day to forget for Nigeria's under-21 men's volleyball team. They suffered a heavy defeat against Cameroon in a third-place match. Now, the Nigerians started the competition on a very good note, winning all their games until the semi-final where they lost to Egypt. They settled for a bronze medal game. That was yesterday afternoon in Tunisia, but it was never meant to be as they suffered 0-3 in that game. Now, despite the game being keenly contested, the Cameroonians won all the sets 21-25, 20-25, and 23-25 to dump Nigeria to the fourth position.
All right, moving on to basketball. The Nigeria Basketball Federation has condoled the family and friends of former Nigeria international Amaka Adibeli, who passed on last week. In a statement by the NBBF president, Musa Kida, the federation described the demise of the member of the Tigress 2003 Afro-Basket Championship as tragic, which has left the basketball team in deep shock and state of mourning. At the club level, she was part of the invincible First Bank women's team that dominated and won the Zenith Women National Basketball League from 2002 to 2009. The former Nigeria international was part of the Tigers team that clinched the 2003 and 2005 Afro-Basket Championship titles and the 2003 All-Africa Games gold medal.
All right, away from that story, a historic heavyweight unification fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk will be made, says the Britain's promoter Frank Warren. Ukrainian Usyk retained his WBA, WBO, and IBF titles with a split decision win over Anthony Joshua on Saturday. Britain's Lennox Lewis was the last undisputed heavyweight champion after beating Evander Holyfield in 1999. Since 2007, the undisputed heavyweight championship has included a WBO title, and there has never been a fight where all four belts were on the line.
From tennis stories, world number 2 Alexander Zverev has withdrawn from the US Open as he continues to recover from torn ankle ligaments suffered during his French Open semi-final against Rafael Nadal. Now, Germany's Zverev, 25, was not expected to be able to play after needing surgery in early June. The 2020 US Open runner-up officially pulled out of the event on Monday. Spain's world number 3 Rafael Nadal, who last week lost in his only match since pulling out of Wimbledon with an abdominal injury, will be seated second behind Russia's defending champion Daniil Medvedev.
And talking football now, Algeria Football Association has announced the country's team will take on the Super Eagles in a friendly on September 27 at the new stadium in Oran. The Eagles will replace World Cup-bound Ghana, who was originally scheduled to play this game. Algeria will first play another friendly game against Guinea on September 24, and this will be the third time the North Africans will face Nigeria under coach Jamel Belmadi.
And following Edith Agoye's departure as the head coach of the Shooting Stars Sports Club of Ibadan, the management of 3SC has named Benga Ogumbote as their new boss. The unveiling took place at the Lekon Salami Stadium at Damasinga, Ibadan yesterday. Edith Agoye, meanwhile, was unveiled by Sunshine Stars yesterday. And Korea 2007 and Under-17 World Cup winning goalkeeper Dele Ajeboye is set for a sensational return to Nigerian Professional Football League side 3SC 9 years after he last played for the Oluyole Warriors. The French Super Eagles keeper joined 3SC from Spanish club Pontevedra in 2011 and spent 2 years in Ibadan before signing for Nasarawa in 2013. The 32-year-old has since played for Warri Wolves and Plateau United, with the latter his last employees before the expiration of his contract. And he said, all things being equal, I should start next season playing for 3SC.
Well, still in the Nigerian Professional Football League, Kwara United would adopt the Mobolaji Johnson Stadium in Lagos for all their home games in the upcoming CAF Confederations Cup. Now, the reason for the club's decision is that the Ilorin Township Stadium does not meet CAF standards. In fact, only 6 stadiums in Nigeria meet the continent's football running body standards. Kwara United will play their first fixture against AS Douanes on the 9th of September. Then they travel for the second leg, which takes place in Senegal 9 days later.
Thousands of supporters yesterday gave the El Kanemi Warriors a heroic welcome after the club was promoted to the Npfl after 2 years in the Nigerian National League. An extraordinary crowd welcomed the club at Jimmy Taylor, the main entrance to Maiduguri, wearing club uniforms and colorful caps in shades of yellow and green before moving to the club camp and playing numerous traditional and contemporary music instruments to celebrate the club's promotion. El Kanemi Warriors secure promotion to the Npfl after topping the Group A League fixtures in Sokoto after a goalless draw with Sokoto United.
And head coach of the U.S. women's national team, Vlatko Andonovski, has named 23 players for the double-header friendlies between the Americans and the Super Falcons next month. The U.S. are four-time World Cup champions and four Olympic Games gold winners play the nine-time African champions first at the Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City on September 3rd, before squaring off again at the Audi Field in Washington 3 days later. Ahead of the clash, Andonovski released the list which captain Megan Rapinoe and star forward Alex Morgan, the two biggest stars, invited for the game.
While still on women's football, Super Falcons striker Inu Umotong has announced her retirement from the round leather game. Umotong, a first-class graduate in economics from Southampton University and has an MBA in football industries, made her Super Falcons debut against Mali in an All-Africa Games qualifier on the 22nd of March 2015, has also made the squad to the 2015 Women's World Cup in Canada. The 28-year-old former Brighton and Hove Albion player made the shocking announcement on her Instagram page. Umotong scored her first goal for Nigeria in 2019 against Romania at the China Four Nation tourney.
Mercy Itimi scored 3 goals to help Bayelsa Queens secure an emphatic 5-0 victory over Atleta of Togo at the Wafu B zonal qualifier of the Total Energies CAF Women's Champions League on Sunday. The strikers' second-half heroics helped the Nigerian side to convincingly win their Group B match played at the Stade Yamoussoukro in Côte d'Ivoire after their total dominance. Bayelsa will take on Ampem Dakoa Ladies in the top-of-the-table clash on Wednesday in the group's next game, while Atleta play USFA.
And to some transfer stories, Casemiro was introduced as a Manchester United player before the club's home game with rivals Liverpool last night after joining from Real Madrid. United will pay up to £70 million for the Brazil midfielder, who has signed a 4-year deal at Old Trafford. Casemiro says he's joining the biggest team in the world after bidding an emotional farewell to Real Madrid, and the 30-year-old becomes one of the top earners at Old Trafford, but he says the move is not motivated by money. We all know.
Well, still in the Premier League, Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel has been charged by the Football Association for his comments about referee Anthony Taylor following his side's controversial 2-2 draw with Tottenham. The German suggested Taylor should not referee Chelsea matches in future. Tuchel had previously received a one-match touchline ban and £35,000 fine for his confrontation with Spurs boss Antonio Conte at the end of the game. The 48-year-old has until Thursday, the 25th of August, to respond to the charge. A statement by the FA said Tuchel's comments questioned the integrity of the match referee.
And finally, a proposal to change the nickname of Benin's men's national team from the Squirrels to the Cheetahs is awaiting government approval in the West African country. Muthulin de Kakus announced the plan after he was re-elected unopposed for a second term as president of the Benin Football Federation over the weekend. The Squirrels, which translates into English as the Squirrels, was coined in the 1960s, apparently to reflect a small nation aiming to climb high. But a FIFA council member, the Chacos, says the FBF board decided to pick a more evocative name in the Cheetahs to reflect the team's ambitions. Benin are bottom of Group L in the race to qualify for the delayed 2023 Nations Cup following defeats by Senegal and Mozambique in June.
All right, let's round off the news round with this very interesting story concerning Africa and Asia. And the story is that Egypt is proposing to pair with Saudi Arabia to bid for the 2030 FIFA World Cup. Now, this came to light following the latest of several meetings between FIFA President Gianni Infantino and the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. Now, Saudi Arabia has sought to establish itself as a host of major events in recent years, and the FIFA World Cup is believed to be a long-term goal. A 2030 bid with Italy was previously mooted, but Italy has since pivoted its attention to the 2032 European Championship.
As well. Good news about the the friendlies with America. I mean, yeah, that's a good one. If you want to beat the best, you have to play them regularly. The Americans set the standard in women's football.
If you want to beat the best or be the best,
you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. That's what I didn't say. That's what I meant to say. That's what I was meant to say. No, thank you. Thank you. I take correction, unlike some people. I take correction.
I got your back.
Well, yeah, you had my back yesterday, fairness. It sounds very right. The canon. It sounds very right.
That's a huge back. That's a huge back, man.
Yes, I carry. I'm like Chuck. I carry sports on my back. Yes. That's what the eagle does. Because the eagle spreads his wings and flies.
It's okay.
So
hopefully you don't spread other things. It's okay.
So it's that's a good one. That's a good one, and the United States are doing us the courtesy of picking their strongest squad. So that will be a challenge for the girls. I can only hope and pray.
Are they preparing for something as well, the US?
Yes, sir.
They played the Nations Cup, so I think it's just probably the last few games for the year. Something to just keep the
before
they go off.
Yeah, keep them match ready. Keep them physically fit and all that. I think it's a good idea. And hopefully, whoever is coach, because I'm going to make it my daily business to appeal to the NFF in whichever variant or variation of the NFF, whoever is leading, to please sack one and the world drum.
So I don't know why you.
I'm just saying, it's just for me to appeal. Is it your appeal? It's my appeal. No, is it your appeal?
The NFF is meant to start getting.
It's my appeal. It's my wish.
You know, that's the thing. This same scenario happened with the Super Eagles. You know, after we qualified for the FIFA World Cup, you know, we sacked the manager. And then we went to the Africa Cup of Nations.
Was that a useless manager?
You know, a very useless manager.
We went to the AFCON. There was this glory about winning 3 games, and it just seemed like we had found the missing link.
Were you not coming out dancing?
And at the end of the day, I wasn't dancing because
you were dancing. You were joyful. We saw you reporting.
No, I was reporting. I was doing my job.
Yeah, but you were dancing.
I knew I was with the team. And I knew what was going on. But
you knew that we're not going to beat you. You knew.
I knew.
You knew.
I knew. I said to people.
Exactly.
I said to people, we're going to lose against Tunisia. I couldn't because I was. I mean, on TV, you have to be optimistic.
Where are we talking?
You are lying to television. So you are lying to us on TV.
Why didn't you say it to me?
I never spoke to you.
So you are lying on TV.
But the point is,
you are lying on TV.
The point is, you never spoke to me.
I never spoke to you.
I have
show evidence. Show evidence.
Sorry, Joseph.
Show evidence.
Joseph, let's get to
show
evidence.
I forgot what you were doing.
Show.
Joseph. But let's prove to our
let's not walk away from it. Let's not walk away.
Let's not walk away from that. You like to.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
It is.
Let's talk about the. Let's stay with the nitty gritty.
No, the nitty gritty is that you lie to people.
Once again, the point is that once again, the Nigerian football federation is going through a knee-jerk reaction.
But you don't lie to our
this is majorly about sacking a manager before the start of a major tournament. And my question is, what exactly is your ambition? Are you going to the FIFA World Cup because you want to win it, because you believe you can win it, or because you want to make an impression? Now, the reason that the Football Federation in the first place got a foreign manager was because this board believed that, look, we need to make a dent as far as world football is concerned.
And we have regressed.
The manager did say that, look, before the start of the African Cup of Nations, that his intention wasn't really about winning the AFCON or the ALCON. It was about qualifying for the World Cup, which is done.
So how about winning the title?
Winning what title?
How about winning the title?
He didn't speak about winning the title.
It's assumed that you win.
No, it's
assumed because we've been winning it.
His major achievement, according to him, and the Federation were in tow of this, was to qualify the Falcons for the World Cup.
So how about
that?
Excuse me. No.
So that was the game plan. Now, before the start of the World Cup, you want to sack the manager and get somebody else. And my question is, what is the plan of the Federation? Once again, they're listening to the voices of the people, which is going to take them in the wrong direction.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. Yes, I'm done.
Okay, first things first. I want nice viewers that are watching us.
Why you say give us support?
I'm not saying to hear the fact that Charles Anazodo lied to people on Star TV about the Super Eagles. He said it himself.
So you're done with that?
No, I'm not. I just want to reiterate.
You're done with that.
So the fact that you tell lies and Joseph has come to the lie.
Okay, now you have a gold medal.
Yes, I have a platform and a forum to put this out there. Then secondly, you see, I don't understand warped logic. You say your goal is to qualify. That's your minimum goal. which is to finish in the top 4 and qualify for the World Cup. How about winning the trophy? Why did we not win the trophy? Because the coach was defective. You say you go and bring somebody from the abroad. Must you bring anybody? It's better. Sorry, PE teachers are better than the world. No,
you complain.
Denebi was saying, did Denebi not win it? Denebi won it.
You still complain.
Denebi won it. We did not complain. I did not complain. I was one of those that said, you know, when we won it in Ghana, I was happy. It's people like you and you that were complaining that we won, but we didn't play well. I said to hell with that.
Complain about how we played. I love the Nebi.
No,
for me, the Nebi will stay there.
I never complained about the Nebi. Yes, I wanted Amambe. I did, and I still want to.
I wouldn't have done anything better than what he already did. But we said he changed a lot.
And we have gone backwards to the wardrobe. So to say, it's disingenuous to say so.
Point of correction, Randy Conundrum.
To say that Randy Conundrum will not fulfill his mission statement is disingenuous to the extreme, considering that we are defending champions.
No,
please
imagine if we had not even qualified for the World Cup.
And then would he not have been sacked then?
But that means he met one.
He met one. His targets were to qualify and to finish as champions, and he did not.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie. That was not it. It's a lie.
Apparently, our federation has reduced the target for the women national team as well. Since we can't win the African at the Ocon anymore, we have become that bad.
So qualify for World
Cup. It's a shame that the Super Falcons, you're giving any manager managing the Super Falcons a target to just qualify.
It's not our father's right.
It is our father's right.
It's our mother's right.
You know why we have come to this level? Because our football has become horrible. Football is dead in Nigeria, and instead of us to deal with the issues, we're just papering over the cracks. We're just deceiving ourselves with a lot of rubbish we're doing in Nigerian football. The women football, the level we were at for a long time, for so many years, we should never have dropped. We should get better. We should start challenging to get to the semi-finals of the Senior Women World Cup or the finals of the Women World Cup, because now we've conquered Africa and we should be at the top of African women football.
But we are.
We're not.
We are. Yes, we are.
Sorry.
We're not.
Yes, we are.
We are not.
We are.
Who are the current champions?
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. How many times have Bayela Bena won the World Cup? How many times?
Let them use your records.
We're talking facts here. How many times have they won it?
The fact is that
answer my question. How many times have they won it? How many times have Super Bowl won it?
We have dropped.
There's no way you can talk about African football.
How many times have we lost like novices, like learners at the
level of women's football has improved.
And why are we not improving?
We're taking our time. We're going to get there.
What time are you taking? What time are you taking?
Wait, guys.
What day are you getting?
Guys,
you were there. You dropped, and you are saying you are getting.
Listen.
That's why you can't win the Ocon.
Joseph, I just want to sound a note of caution. You know we are doing this in public. I want to find. I do. The Lagos Sox hire bodyguards. So I know it's a situation. Somebody is just saying something. I told you from the crowd, just rush. I want to give the person headbutt. I'm not there.
Especially because there's a thug here. There's a hoodlum.
You know, I don't want somebody to. Do you understand?
I wonder how security let him in.
Please, facts only, please. The reigning champions of women's football in Africa are the Bayana.
No one is doubting that. No one is doubting that. So you can't talk about world football. You can't talk about world football, and not mention Brazil. Yeah. But how many times have Brazil won the World Cup? When was the last time they won the World Cup?
So at the end of the day,
20 years ago.
What? So then they don't wait. When you're talking about how many times has Manchester United won the Premier League? And hello, why was
when you talk about the big teams in the Premier League, do you not mention Manchester United?
Not anymore. Everybody talks about Manchester City.
Florentino Perez picked them for the Super League.
We have stopped talking about NFF.
Florentino Perez picked them because why? They're not small now. They're still big.
I wish you're talking about NFF.
We're talking about.
Anyway, can we please round off on the news?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The little match took place. I should have been in Houston, so I'm putting it there. Manchester United beat Liverpool 2-1 yesterday. 2-1 in Old Trafford with two wonderful goals. Excuse me. I didn't know Sancho's father was a Nigerian. Do you hear his post? He said, I chopped the defender. Chopping. That's what they call chop. He sent, what's his name? Milner to go and buy bread. Chopping.
Sorry. You know, when I want to ask you some very pertinent question, I'll call your full name. Mr. Segun Agbede.
Yes, that is me.
You've played 3 games.
That is me, yes, that is me. I'm the one.
You've played 3 games, you won 1. What are you celebrating exactly?
I'm celebrating I'm above Liverpool the league table. Even though Liverpool is a lower team, a lesser team.
With 1 point?
Yes.
What do you want people like the team at the
Arsenal has done well. No doubt.
What do you want them to do?
Did you watch I gave Arsenal all the kudos yesterday. I love what Arsenal has done this season. You showed the pre-season that you meant business. You bought very wise. You spent a lot of money over the last 3 years, but you've shown that you have a process. You're going through a process. You are going about it procedurally. You're not just buying players for the fun of it, and you are shedding off dead wood. If you can get rid of Nicolas Pepe, for instance, and maybe strengthen your midfield with some options, Richard and Partey, maybe you'll become Premier League contenders. All well and good.
Tell me what you thought of McTominay's performance yesterday.
It was a 6 over 10. It was adequate.
Just 6?
It was just 6 for me.
Just 6?
No, it wasn't. It's not
Joseph, what you're allowing Segun do is sidetrack us, please. Let's stick within
that game. Should have been in the news.
Let's stick within what we have in the news hound. That's the tradition. Please.
Why was it not in the news hound?
Let's stick with that.
Please, next time we do a public forum, I don't sit next to Charles, please. I don't.
Let's stick with that, please.
Charles actually sat next to you.
No. Well, why did he sit next to me? I don't care. Why you sit next to me? You see, let people know that this is not.
Can we please stick with the news sound, please? Can we please stick with the news sound?
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.